Let's bring in, we've got Alex Macheras. Let me just ask you, tell me about the British Airways strike. Do you think, from everything you've gleaned about this, it is a reasonable action for these staff to be taking? It looks to me like it might be, if what they're saying is what happened.
I think I share the same sentiment as you, Piers, and that's partly because what they're striking about is actually pretty clear. The reality is that international air travel right now, in terms of recovery, is very much underway globally. That is the picture now. We are on track. Now, there's a whole load of disruption attached to that. But what the strike is actually about is the fact that these workers had their salaries reduced because of the pandemic, because the airline was sending emails saying that if we don't do this, we will not survive, and we want to survive, and you want your jobs. Therefore, this is the action we're going to take. Fast forward now to 2022, you've got all of management having their full salaries reinstated. You've got some figures in aviation being given bonuses. But what we don't have is these workers who are on the front line every single day having their salaries returned back to the levels that they were. And they even reject the term pay rise because they're saying this is not a rise. This is actually what we were paid in the first place.
Right. And is it true that managers are apparently, they've had their money restored and they're getting a bonus?
Yeah, that is true. And, you know, this was just raised here in Doha, where I am now in Qatar, because over 150 airline CEOs were gathering for their annual general meeting. And there are many airlines that were discussing how they're profitable and therefore they're being able to do the things airlines do when they're profitable, such as rewarding staff with bonuses, rewarding those execs. Now, the picture at British Airways as to whether or not exactly that is happening remains a little bit unclear. But what is very clear is that these frontline workers haven't had their salaries returned back to what they were. And ultimately, that's something that they think they are owed, understandably. And I think a lot of people realise that.